Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our May 13th, 2026 City Council meeting. We have nothing to report from earlier closed session. We will actually be continuing our closed session at the end of this particular meeting as well. So I'll call this session to order. If I can have our flag salute. Councilmember Schaefer, if you'd
Sure.
like to lead us, please.
Please follow me.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you so much. Let's have our roll call.
Councilmember Karpinski Costa.
Present.
Councilmember Nelson.
Present.
Councilmember Schaefer.
Here.
Vice Mayor Middleton.
Here.
And Mayor Lopez Taft.
Here. Next item, please.
This meeting of the Citrus Heights City Council is live and recorded with closed captioning. It is cablecast on Metro Cable Channel 14, the local government affairs channel on the Comcast and DirecTV Uverse cable systems. It is also live streamed at citrusheights.net. Tonight's meeting replays on Monday, May 18th at 9 a.m. on Metro Cable Channel 14. And this meeting will also be available on the city's YouTube channel.
All right, thank you very much. Next item, please.
Next item is approval of agenda, and I just wanted to announce for the council and for members of the public, consent calendar item 11, the Auburn Boulevard Complete Streets Phase 2 project authorize additional work has been pulled off of this agenda and will be continued to a future meeting.
All right,
Which one? 10? Item 10?
11.
11.
that was 11. Okay, perfect. And do I have a motion?
Move approval.
Second?
All right, I have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, we have an agenda. Next item, please.
All right, next is our presentations, and we have presentation number 4, which is our Mesa Verde High School Student Council Report.
All right, very excited to hear from our high school.
Good afternoon, City Council. I'm Jonathan King. I'm happy to be here on behalf of Mesa Verde High School. I would like to start by thanking the council for having me here tonight. Today, I will talk a little bit about our Civics League, sports, theater, and more of our upcoming events that have now passed. I'm so excited to tell you about the events and how they turned out. Started in February, our Black Student Union hosted Mesa's first Black History Month block party. This event featured games, music, and a food sample competition surrounding Black culture. This event had an amazing turnout with over 30 students attending in our small school. This event represented a changing point in our community and brought our students together. Fast forwarding to March, our theater put on a production of Clue on stage, and it was a huge success. For the first time, we offered a free showing to all Mesa students and had over 200 guests come and support the cast. We also brought 8 competitors to the San Juan Theater Festival last month on April 29th, competing in 3 categories. We're proud to announce we won gold in both published monologues and published scenes. Now, our theater department is preparing for their student-directed showcase on May 29th and May 30th, featuring short plays as our CTE Pathway capstone project. Our students are doing every part of the process every day, from auditions and casting to set construction, lighting, sound design, and everything in between. We hope for it to turn out amazing. Speaking of performing arts, our band concert had an outstanding month. They performed at the Golden Empire Music Festival at Sacramento State last month, and we're heading to Vallejo this month to perform at the Music in the Parks Festival. Continuing in April, ASB hosted our school's Powder Puff, which was successful, And sadly, the seniors and sophomores didn't get the win, with the juniors showing who is truly the best. Following that Powder Puff game, our Students with the Voice team hosted our first ever night rally with water games, competition, and community fun. Since it was our first year, we still have a lot of room to improve, but we hope to do it again next year. On the athletics front, our spring campaign has been incredibly successful. Softball, baseball, volleyball all made the playoffs last month. We also had 16 track athletes qualify for divisionals, which are coming up this week. However, during these past weeks, boys volleyball faced a tough loss to El Dorado, and baseball also faced a tough loss against Woodland High School. But we're still excited to see how our track athletes would do, and softball won their playoff game. Moving into our leadership, I am so excited to honor one of Mesa's seniors, Nia Blunt, for getting the Spirit of San Juan Award based on her leadership and community building skills. She is extremely honored to receive this award on Thursday and to be a mentor to students around her campus. And she said this not only reflects her leadership, but the leadership of all students on our campus. Still on the topic of leadership, our social science department made history by participating in the inaugural City of Citrus Heights Youth Service and Civic Leadership Day. 24 Mesa students engaged directly with city council members and staff to develop plans for better youth participation in our community. The day culminated in mock city council presentations, giving students real experience in civic leadership. Last week, our College and Career Center hosted a senior decision picnic during lunch, which consisted of seniors writing where they're heading after high school on a board and then served nachos and lemonade to relax and listen to music in our quad. This was a great event for our seniors, and we loved honoring every senior's decision. Also during that week, ASB celebrated Teacher Appreciation Week by creating personalized teacher doors and giving gifts every day to appreciate our amazing staff. During that week, we had our junior and senior prom. Our venue was at the Dante Event Center, and it went amazingly. We had a great turnout with everyone looking fabulous, and we served Bayou-themed mocktails and provided many photo ops to commemorate the experience. Overall, it was an incredible time, and it brought our community of students together. Now, to finish off the year, on May 29th, we have our final rally, which will consist of a neon theme and will end with our senior slideshow that is being finished by Mesa Verde students. After our rally is the annual Day on the Green, which consists of games, food trucks, and overall everyone having a memorable time to finish off the year. Again, thank you to the city for having us here, and I'm open to any questions.
Well, thank you so much, Jonathan.
Yes.
It was good to see you yesterday as well at the San Juan Unified School District Board meeting. And Nia?
Yeah.
Yeah, Nia was with you yesterday, and it was so much fun seeing you play off each other. So please tell her that we missed her this evening. Wow, you have a lot going on at Mesa.
Yes, we do.
And I just wanted to thank you because it's my particular interest. Youth and Government Day, that was amazing participation from your school. But I know my colleagues have other questions and comments as well. Councilmember?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm just so impressed that you have so much going on and you explained it so well. And let me just say that again. I'm so impressed that you have so much going on and you explained it so well. Well done, well spoken, very concise, great job.
Thank you.
Councilmember, Vice Mayor Middleton. I've screwed that up half a year.
That's all right. Yeah, thank you for the amazing update and for sharing the capstone project. I know that Mayor and I went and actually toured a little bit and learned a lot about like what goes into that, and some of the behind the scenes was really interesting.
Yeah.
So if we can get an opportunity to come out and see those plays, we would love to. So if there's any invites, please send them our way.
Yes, okay, I will ask.
All right, yes, Councilmember Nelson.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Jonathan. That was a super exciting report. There's so much fun and great things going on at your school, and you did a really good job presenting it.
Thank you.
Thank you again for your participation. Appreciate
you.
you. Next item, please.
Our next item is presentation number 5, proclamation of the City of Citrus Heights, proclaiming May 2026 as Building Safety Month.
All right, I believe I gave this proclamation to Vice Mayor Middleton.
Yes.
Did I screw that up too? Nope, okay, so it was, yes? Oh, okay, it was to Councilmember Karpinski. We have plenty.
I'll do it.
All right, that's good. We're just flying by the seat of our pants today. Thank you.
All right. Okay, so there's a proclamation of the City of Citrus Heights proclaiming May 2026 as Building Safety Month. Whereas the City of Citrus Heights is committed to recognizing that our growth and strength depends on safety, an essential role of our homes, buildings, and infrastructure play both an everyday life role, so both an everyday life and when the disasters strike. Built to Last is the theme of the Building Safety Month 2026, highlighting the importance of modern building codes, safety professionals, and resilient construction practices to ensure safe homes and communities. And our confidence in the safety and resilience of the buildings in our community is made possible by the dedication of the building safety and fire prevention officials, architects, engineers, builders, tradespeople, and others in the construction industry who would work year-round to ensure safe construction. And these guardians are dedicated members of the International Code Council, a nonprofit that brings together local, state, territorial, tribal, and federal officials who are experts in the built environment to create and implement the highest quality codes, standards to protect us in the buildings that we live, learn, work, and play. And Building Safety Month is sponsored by the International Code Council to remind the public about the critical role of our communities, largely unknown protectors of public safety, our code officials who assure us of safe, sustainable, and affordable buildings that are essential to our prosperity. And Building Safety Month is an international campaign celebrated each May to raise awareness about building safety and critical role of building codes in safeguarding lives and practices and property. Now therefore be it resolved, the City Council of the City of Citrus Heights does hereby proclaim the month of May 2026 as Building Safety Month, and we encourage our citizens to join us as we participate in the building safety activities. I will say that, I've gotten out of practice in doing this, and so I apologize for the sort of screw-ups I had, but I can't tell you how much we appreciate you. You do a great job. You keep the community safe, and that's really, really important.
Thank you, City Council, for recognizing Building Safety Month.
Good job.
All right. Well, do we have any other comments? We don't want to rob you of your time. All right. Do we have additional comments from the team here? Okay. If you'll hang tight, we'd love to take a picture with you and hand you your proclamation.
Okay.
Good job.
Yeah.
Such a good job.
Next item, please.
Next item is proclamation, or presentation number 6, a proclamation of the City of Citrus Heights proclaiming May 17th through 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week.
All right, this one I know. I have the vice mayor giving this proclamation.
Okay, and we're going to have General Services Department here this evening to accept this proclamation, and Director Cave and her team are here at the podium. So, let's see. Whereas public works professionals focus on infrastructure, facilities, and services that are vital importance to sustainable and resilient communities and to the public health, high quality of life, and well-being of the people of the city of Citrus Heights. And these infrastructure, facilities, and services would not be provided without the dedicated efforts of public works professionals who are engineers, managers, and employees at all levels of government and the private sector who are responsible for rebuilding, improving, maintaining, and protecting our nation's transportation, water supply, water treatment, and solid waste systems, public buildings, parks, and other structures and facilities essential for our citizens. Jesus, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
And it is in the public's interest for residents, businesses, civic leaders, and the youth of Citrus Heights to gain knowledge of and to maintain an ongoing interest and understanding of the importance of public works and public works programs in our community and throughout the region. And the year 2026 marks the 66th Annual Public Works Week sponsored by the American Public Works Association and Canadian Public Works Association. And the American Public Works Association has selected Rooted in Service, Powered by Community as the theme for National Public Works Week 2026, which symbolizes how public works connects all of us, whether through infrastructure or first responder services, and how public works professionals enhance the lives of the communities they serve. And now, therefore, it be resolved that the City of Citrus Heights does hereby designate the week, May 17th through 23rd, 2026 as National Public Works Week and urges all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies designed to pay tribute to our public works professionals, engineers, managers, and employees, and to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and quality of life. Director Cave, do you have any comments?
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Council members, and City Manager Feeney. Regina Cave, your General Services Director, and with me is Leslie Blomquist, our City Engineer, Mary Poole, our Operations Manager, and in spirit, our entire General Services Department. As they work hard in the General Services Department, also known as the Get Stuff Done Department, we all like to say thank you for this recognition and honoring all the wonderful work that the men and women of the public works industry do on a regular basis, and more importantly, what your General Services Department does for this community on a daily basis, delivering vital projects, services, and support to our community that we all love. And so to honor that, we are also having, and I know City Manager Feeney will touch on this later, but we are having our Tools of the Trade event tomorrow to highlight all the wonderful things of public works and to help share all the opportunities there are for careers in public works. So thank you very much. Leslie or Mary, would you like to say anything?
You summed it up.
Well, thank you very much.
All right, and we have a few comments from the council.
I don't know what we would do without you guys, all three of you. Oh, my gosh, you're all superstars. One of the things that I just want to highlight is when there's a storm or there's a problem, General Services handles it. It really is. I'm talking about, a tree falls in the road, a creek backs up, whatever it is, they're there. And they're there on the weekends, they're there when we need them. So this is the time to recognize them, and thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was my way of saying I'd like to speak.
Go ahead.
How many people in your department?
Total, I believe we have 24 full-time employees plus our part-time over at the event center.
Well, congratulations to all 24 of you, plus the event center people, because you really do keep the city running. It's incredible how much work you do with basically a lean team. That's not a lot of people to run 88,000 residents and 195 streets or whatever it is, so you,
1,095. 472 lane miles and 28 miles of creeks.
A lot.
and like Councilmember Schaefer said, you're all superstars. We love our city engineer.
We do too.
All right, Vice Mayor has some words.
Yes, and a special thank you because you'll remember several months ago, I was trapped at a red light coming out of my subdivision, and it speaks to the level of service we have in our city when you can pick up the phone, call City Hall, they direct you to the right person. And Leslie, you're sitting over there troubleshooting my directionally challenged self and saying, which direction are you facing? I don't know, I'm coming out of Loker, right? But you guys were able to get it done, get the light changed and get it back on cycle. And that was amazing to watch that and see it in real time. Our city has some of the best staff, and we really appreciate what you do.
So you can press a button and make the light turn green?
It's like a
I'll be
wand.
calling you.
I've seen it. All right. Wonderful. And honestly, you know, we are, as residents as a whole, enjoying some wonderful roads in Citrus Heights, and that is direct thanks to your team. So thank you so much. We're going to go and head down and take our picture. All right, next item, please.
Our next item is presentation number 7, proclamation of the City of Citrus Heights proclaiming May 11th through 16th, 2026 as National Police Week.
All right, and I've given this honor to Councilmember Nelson.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Hello, Commander Frey. Thank you very much for being up here.
Good evening, ma'am.
So this is the proclamation of the City of Citrus Heights proclaiming May 11th through 16th as National Police Week. Whereas in 1962, President John F. Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Police Week. Established by a joint resolution of Congress, National Police Week honors law enforcement officers who have made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty while protecting the lives, safety, and freedom of others. And whereas, since the founding of our nation, law enforcement officers have served as guardians of the Constitution, safeguarding the rights and liberties of all citizens while protecting lives and property in our communities. And whereas, policing is a noble and demanding profession that carries tremendous responsibilities, daily risks, and profound importance to the fabric of American society, where the actions of officers in critical moments can profoundly impact lives and strengthen public trust. And whereas it is essential that citizens understand the challenges, duties, and sacrifices of their local law enforcement professionals and recognize the value of partnership and mutual support in maintaining law and order. And whereas this week provides a meaningful opportunity to express deep gratitude for the unwavering dedication, bravery, and service of law enforcement officers, and for their vital contributions to the security, peace, and well-being of the City of Citrus Heights and all communities across our nation. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the City Council of the City of Citrus Heights does hereby proclaim May 15th, 2026 as National Peace Officers Memorial Day, and the week of May 11th through May 16th, 2026 as National Police Week, in solemn honor of all peace officers who have served and sacrificed to keep our communities safe.
All right. Hi, Commander.
Good evening, Mayor.
Would you like to say a few words?
Absolutely. First off, thank you, Madam Mayor, Madam Vice Mayor, council members, City Manager Feeney. Chris Fry, Special Services Division Commander with your Police Department, and on behalf of Chief Alex Turcott and the entire Citrus Heights Police Department, I am truly grateful and honored to accept this proclamation. As we observe National Police Week, we first pay tribute to the men and women across our nation who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to their communities. And we express our sincere gratitude to those who continue to hold the line each day in service to our community. The women and men of the CHPD are truly second to none. They serve our community with tremendous pride, dedication, and unwavering commitment. Each and every shift, they willingly place themselves in harm's way to protect and assist community members they have never met, many of whom are going through the most difficult moments of their lives. We are extremely proud of the outstanding work our officers do every day. They keep our communities safe, but they also go far beyond that. They connect with and mentor our youth and build strong, trusting relationships with residents and business owners throughout the city. Their service isn't just about enforcement, it's truly about caring for the community. We are truly grateful for this meaningful recognition tonight. This kind of support and acknowledgement means a lot to every member of our police department as well as their families. Thank you again for your ongoing support and continued partnership with the police department.
Thank you, Commander. Any comments? Yes, Vice Mayor.
As always, you guys do an amazing job, and I've watched you over the years at Sylvan, at Carriage Elementary, and at Mesa Verde in our high schools. Just being out there and working with our youth and our children, and it's amazing because it actually creates this bond where they feel safe, to the point where my own children, come up and like Emmanuel gave Chief a little bit of a hard time after he walked out of a meeting a couple weeks ago. And it's just nice to see that camaraderie and that friendship that builds and that trust, because we need more people, more adults in positions of safety and protection that we can trust. So thank you for being those folks.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
I just want to say I'm incredibly proud of all of you, all of the Citrus Heights Police Department. You guys do a wonderful job in keeping this community safe and keeping crime down, and congratulations on lowering the crime stats for last year.
Thank you, sir. It's great to see you here tonight.
Thank you. And for me, I know we have an incredible department, because last Friday, we were told that we have an incredible department. We received a special honor from Hearts for Heroes, first ever departmental award. And I was there with Commander Wells and the team, and that was my honor to be a very small part of what you all do for the community. So thank you. All right, and
Thank you,
we
Mayor.
will take our proclamation pictures.
Hold up. My turn. Thank you.
All right, next item, please.
Our next item is public comment. Members of the public may address the city council during the meeting. Please fill out a speaker sheet and give it to the city clerk. When you're called upon to speak, please step forward to the podium and state your name for the record. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes each, and the mayor has the discretion to adjust the allotted time. There is a countdown display that will flash red at the end of the allotted time. Consistent with the Brown Act, the council is prohibited from engaging in a discussion or taking action on any item not appearing on the agenda. And our first speaker tonight is Thomas Spencer.
Welcome, Mr. Spencer.
Hello, good evening, welcome. Welcome. Let me try this. Good evening, thank you. Mayor, Vice Mayor, City Council members, and City Manager. My name's Thomas Spencer, as has been announced, and I'm a constituent. And I'm here tonight to say, again, thank you for what you do, both the council and the city itself. Unfortunately, today I have a little bit of a hitch that I'd like to talk about. There's a culvert, which I've spoken with General Services just recently today, and they told me they're working on it. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention because it's in very bad shape on Brook Creek Park, I believe it is. And my concern would be that it isn't it's not an official walking path, but is a well-used, very well-known walking path, and that persons could get hurt. Goodness gracious, my voice. Persons could get hurt, or the young children on their bikes, scooters, or so forth, being a little creative, shall we say. And I only am aware of them because it's a small kind of motocross track they put in behind my house. And that particularly made me worried because it's very, very treacherous to traverse. But you're working on it, I know, and it's a multi-district organizational issue, and it's probably a large cost. So, but anyway, nonetheless, thank you so very much. And if there's any questions, I'm here to answer.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Next speaker, please.
Our next speaker is Gigi.
Hello, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, and community. So I want to talk to you all about what we've been doing at Citrus Heights Arts and in the Arts District. So we have 3 murals that have been completed since January, one being at Rush Park, and it's the skate mural. We have another one that will be started in 2 weeks. We also partnered with Leadership Citrus Heights so that they could do their mural, which is also located at Rush Park, and it is fantastic. If you get a chance, go see. We have the community wall project that everybody's been really concerned about. Well, the man who plants the poppies asked us to wait until they bloomed and died. So that's what we've done, and that will be happening soon. We're asking for donations of paint, okay? It's going to take a lot of paint, 53 squares. The community will be painting that, and we have a lot of volunteers, okay? We had two projects. So we did the Big Day of Giving. We did a dumpster that was donated by Republic at Arvita Cantina. Fabulous. If you get a chance, go. It's in the back. They get to keep the art, which is displayed at their business. We did one here at City Hall that Mesa Verde did with Sarge Schaefer, one at the Sylvan Corners that San Juan did, and that one stays there, and the one that was done here will be going to the Sayonara Center. We did Art Without Borders, so 2 of them went to Fair Oaks, and we were part of that because we don't believe art stops at our borders, and we should partner with the cities around us to kind of bring people in. So we have, I don't know if y'all know, but long history of military service in my family. My father, my husband, and I got recruited to be part of the Cal Guard, so that's what I am now. But the Federal Commission was officially established for the Semi-Quincentennial Mural Project. So we have proposed to do one here on City Hall. You'll hear about that later, and I hope everybody will support that. I think we got a few more things. Art at City Hall happened in November through February, and is coming back July the 9th. So if you know anybody that would like to be part of that, go to Citrus Heights Arts on Instagram or the website, and you can apply to be part of that. That is coming up. We also participated in a curated exhibit that we did, and a lot of our artists were there. And it was in Sacramento at the Twisted Track Gallery for the whole month of April. It was a huge success. We also have 20 trash cans, residential trash cans, And we're going to give 10 to students, 10 to artists. We'll let the community decide which ones are the best. We're going to source a place to have a trash can art show. And whoever wins for the students will get $500, and whoever wins for, the artists will get $500. Now, y'all feel free to donate. citrusheightsarts.org, or you can go to Instagram, and there's a link in the bio. Feel free to help us out with this. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Jishi. Next speaker, please.
And our last speaker is it Hillary? And I'm sorry, I can't read the last name, if you can just state. Carrie.
Hello, Mayor, Vice Mayor, council members, city manager, everyone else. My name is Hillary Carey. I'm here on behalf of a grassroots social club called Roll United. This started as a passion project called Rock and Roll, which was a chapter that was a very strong veteran community of skaters, bikers, bicyclists, and roller skaters. So we have been hosting social events throughout the city and neighboring cities. I happen to live in Fair Oaks and worked with Fair Oaks Park and Recreation to create an all-inclusive, positive outdoor recreation social club. So with this passion project, I roller skate all over the place. And I always have people come up to me and they just have this vibrant energy, like they were transported back to childhood, and they tell me their favorite memory of roller skating. So I noticed an underserved community and a need for our area. And obviously with the closure of Sunrise Rollerland, we are all misplaced. So we're looking to partner with the city and parks and just get more information. So I'm here to maybe outreach and just like, hey, here we are, to get more maybe support from the cities and parks to create an outdoor recreational plaza. I know the Sunrise Mall has so much nostalgic history. I personally have lived here. I'm the third generation. I'm also a veteran. So I'd love to see the Sunrise Mall transform into an innovative recreational space that has outdoor. It's a perfect location to connect all of the parks. So a lot of us will get on our skates and we'll roll from Orangevale to Citrus Heights. We'll have lunch at Beach Hut Deli. So there's just a lot of visionaries in this group, and I'm hoping to work more with the city and the parks and just get plugged into whoever I need to be able to make this a possibility. Is that it?
Thank
my
you.
first time speaking.
While I am not responding per se, but I am glad to tell you that Sunrise Rollerland is really being renovated. So it's not closed down. It's being renovated and will reopen. And please do give your information, all the ways we can contact you, to our clerk, and we'll make sure your name and information goes to the right parties.
Okay, great. And we also have an Instagram page, Rock and Roll Sacramento, where all of our event flyers are, if anyone's interested.
Can you slow down the name of your organization just a little?
Yes, Rock and Roll Sacramento.
Rock and Roll
RUCKN
Look you up.
ROLL Sacramento. And then I have cards too I can leave with you. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I have one more speaker sheet, but it's put for item number 16, so I'll hold that until we get to that item.
Perfect, thank you. All right, next item, please.
Next item is comments by council members and regional board updates.
All right, let's go ahead and start. It's been about a month, and I know everyone has been busy. So let's start with Councilmember Nelson.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Well, on April 9th, I was lucky enough to attend a state capitol tour with the Citrus Heights Chamber of Commerce, and it was hosted graciously by our Assemblyman Josh Hoover. And then on the 15th of April, I attended the State of the County Luncheon in Folsom. April 29th, I had a 2x2 with the Chief of Police, and then May 8th, I attended the GSEC Awards at the Crocker.
Thank you very much, Councilmember Nelson. Councilmember Schaefer, how are you these days? Good to see you in Chambers.
I am kind of trying to get back into the swing of things here. I did have a 2x2 with the mayor, with the police chief, and to discuss some of the items that are on the consent calendar, and it looks like was a great meeting. Then yesterday, in the morning, I had a SACOG meeting, Policy and Innovation Committee. This is a committee that reviews new legislation. We got an update from Politico on some of the bills that are going through the legislature. Almost none of them are good, but that's just my opinion. But then yesterday afternoon at 4 o'clock, I had a meeting with RT. And we have a resident here that regularly attends his name is Glenn. He regularly attends the RT board meetings. Really good to see him participating, makes public comment and the like. That organization is really come a long way in the last 10 years under Henry Lee's leadership. It's a very fiscally responsible, although it's a government agency, so it certainly, that speaks to some level of, but for being a government agency, I think RT is run pretty darn well, and they do, even when I travel with RT, they really look at every penny, so, and I appreciate that very much. So with that, that's really all I had so far. I look forward to more meetings and getting back into working.
All right, Dr. Jana.
And I'm sure Glenn was happy to see you there, too. Okay. We went, let's see, what did we do? Yes, April 15th, we had a State of the County luncheon at Folsom. It's nice to know that the county has a state. We went to the San Juan Stadium ribbon cutting. What an event. What a beautiful stadium. So the class of 26 will be the first class to have their graduation exercise at the stadium. It's beautiful. I forget how much millions it costs, but it's very, very beautiful. How many?
I think it was
22 million. I went to an Area 10 meeting, and I want to thank the police department because they've been circulating. They attend all the neighborhood meetings. For those of you who have neighborhoods, you should go to your meetings because the police are there for each meeting and different themes every month. This month was traffic, so we got an update on the rules of these mini bikes that ride around the neighborhood. So it's really worthwhile attending. You can ask questions about things you don't know. The police are very, very, very good. So we're happy to have them attend. On May 2, I went to the Yoga Fest. It wasn't as well as attended as last year's Yoga Fest. It was in Van Maren Park. Thomas Spencer was our MC, did a good job. And I think the reason it was less attended, it was from 5 to 8. So it was kind of late in the afternoon. I think by 5 o'clock people are a little pooped out. But you know what, lay on the grass, do some yoga, really was relaxing. This week I went to the Historical Society, did a presentation on the history of water in Citrus Heights. And so that was very informative. It was a crowded room, so I guess people were very interested in the history of our water. I went to last Friday, the Greater Sacramento Economic Council. We didn't do the Hearts for Heroes. We had 2 events the same night, so we went to the one downtown celebrating the Greater Economic Council, some of the wonderful things that are being done in our region through the businesses. I did yesterday go to the Low Vision. Do you remember a month or so ago, Elena came and talked about Low Vision support group that meets at the library. And so I went because I have low vision, and we all brought in some low vision things that you can use, and it's amazing the number of aids that people with low vision can utilize that are affordable and help you independent life. You don't need to have a CNI dog for everything. And so there was it's a really good group because the gal running it really has experience in helping people deal with low vision, not just emotionally, but physically, things you can utilize in your life. So the next meeting is on 6/9, so June 9th, at the library at 2 o'clock. There's a little community room there. It's cute, nice. Lasts about an hour and a half. If you need somebody to give you a ride, you can call her. Her number is 650-307-3547. And then, to top it all off, I went to the sewer meeting this morning. I drove my 27 miles down there through the Marconi Curve, through some sort of lane closure on Route 160. I got to the meeting. We sat for an hour waiting for a quorum to show up. No quorum. Go home again. So we had a bond that needed to be refunded. Now's the time to save $7 million. Couldn't vote on it. No quorum. We have a budget that we have to start processing the budget. No quorum. So I'm just a little ticked off that I drive all the way down there to see some cities aren't showing up for their meetings. And it just ticks me off. End of story.
All right. Vice Mayor.
All right, there was some crossover for events, so I won't go over those again, and I will try to do this in reverse order here. On April 15th, I went to the Educational 2x2 meeting, and we learned a lot about what's going on at Mesa Verde High School and the different programs, and about the Western Association of Schools and Colleges. Their accreditation is coming up. They're trying to get accreditation for the next 6 years. And as a result, I ended up on the 28th going to that meeting as a teacher, but also as a elected official, to talk about why it's so important that we have, this accreditation, why we need to keep the CTE programs in Mesa Verde High School, and how to do better communication with not only the parents, but with the rest of the community as well, on what's going on with the schools district, so that we can make sure that we are all aptly involved. May 2nd, I went to the Habitat for Humanity Derby fundraiser, of course, because they were talking about Sayonara Drive and the great project that's happening there. And we are all so excited that this is happening in Citrus Heights, that we're bringing affordable homes into our community. On the 3rd of May, I went to a rugby game, the Bay Breakers, and they are looking to move to Sacramento from the Bay Area. So, I had to tell them, hey, we got a sports complex coming. So I'm out there, working and pitching, trying to make sure that we can find the best stuff to come into our community. And on the 5th, right here at our event center, the Sacramento Better Business Bureau had a women's conference, and I attended that because, once again, it's right here in our city. They're using our event center, and we're learning about all the different resources of how you can become a certified women business, or you can work with SMUD. And it was very interesting. There's some things that I didn't know about that I was actually able to pass along to our chamber and also to some of my other business owners. And on the 11th, I did something really important that if anyone who is able to or hasn't done it, you need to donate blood. Your blood could save a life. And I won't be here for the event that's happening on Friday. I'll be out of the country, but I made sure I did my part by going in early and donating. I had my husband go and donate, and I've been sharing it on my social media, because you never know who is in need, and there could be someone literally sitting 2 seats down from you who could need that support. And today, I also went to the Mesa Verde Key Club meeting. It was their last meeting of the year, and those students have been working really hard in our community, from spaghetti feeds, egg drops, crab feeds. These kids are everywhere doing everything, and I wanted to make sure that they felt supported and knew that we appreciate what they did. So my husband and I went, and we bought a bunch of pizza from Costco. Kids they went through 20 pizzas. It's wild how much they can eat, and they're so small. Jeez. So if you ever want to bring pizza to the school, 20 ain't enough. Okay, and that's been my catch up.
Oh, wow, I'm tired listening to your schedule.
Can I just make a comment?
Yes, Councilmember Shaver.
Councilmember Middleton, I want to thank you very much for your effort. And,
I'll cry.
thank you.
You're welcome.
We have been busy, even though we haven't been in here, we have been all about town. My schedule was very, very busy. I attended a SAC-RT board meeting on the 13th. I spoke at the Area 11 meeting on the 15th to talk about the sports complex and just all the excitement from our community on that. Really exciting. Everywhere I can talk about it, I will. I also attended the State of Sacramento County. I attended the SACOG meeting, which is the Sacramento Area Council of Governments meeting on the 16th. We attended Cap to Cap as a council 17th through the 22nd. I particularly served on the Education and Workforce Development Work Team and presented information to Kevin Kiley's office and Doris Matsui's office, and also had a wonderful meeting with the regional elected officials, again, sharing about the Sunrise Tomorrow and Sports Center project. Again, as many times as we can say it, we want to talk that up as much as possible. On the 23rd, I attended the San Juan Stadium ribbon cutting. Again, beautiful. My daughter is an alumni of San Juan High School, and I cannot tell you how exciting it is to the students at that school to have a safe, beautiful, well-marked place to hold their sports. On the 26th, I was an honored guest at the Purple Pageant, and they honored me with a special crown. So that was kind of unique, and, people always ask me, how is it being mayor? Getting a crown is different. And so that just warmed my heart. I very much support the Purple Pageant and what they do for our youth. On the 27th, Dr. Jana and I both attended the Capital Region Elected Women's Group, which is a very unique group of women electeds. And we just talk about a subject of mutual interest, and I think that's really important for women to get together and have conversations on our points of view and information sharing, best practice sharing amongst elected women, and that is a pretty amazing forum. I got my own water briefing from our Citrus Heights Water District. I am coming under the tutelage of their wonderful executive director there, Hillary Strauss, quite the historian. Told me also about the history of water, and it's pretty intricate and very interesting. So if you ever have a chance to talk to Hillary about that, he is happy to entertain you with all things history of water. I had my briefing with Councilmember Schaefer from the PD on the 28th as well. On the 29th, we met with Alex Padilla's field rep, just a meet and greet. It's always really nice when we get special attention from our senators and other electeds on the other levels of government. We also met with Majority Leader Ashby's office the following day regarding SB 802, continuing conversations on that. More to come on that later. On the 7th, I was very excited to attend, but not on a bike, the community bike ride event at C-Bar-C Park. I am not good on my own 2 feet, let alone 2 wheels. So I attended to cheer everyone on, and beautiful hot day that day, just to make it a wonderful day for everyone. As I mentioned, I attended the Hearts for Heroes event. Cannot say enough how honored we were. They put together this beautiful video of why they chose our particular police department for this honor. And not only do they keep our community safe, they do other things in our community. Many of you have gone to a police department or PAL program, and it's just a wonderful thing to see. And that is quite unique for the police department to be that engaged and that excited to do things in the community. So we have a very special partnership with our police department. I went and did our board presentation last evening to the San Juan Unified School District Board on our community partnership that's been ongoing and very strong for the last 3 years. And I was very excited to hear from the other board members' point of view, the evolution of our relationship. We started in our community about saying, we're concerned about our youth and families. We want them to get the best possible shot for getting a good education, a quality education here in Citrus Heights. And that started a very large community conversation and ended with a great partnership and continuing partnership with our school district. And Let's see, gosh, I have so many updates. Leadership Citrus Heights, yesterday, we unveiled our mural and showcased our AED. I don't know if you're aware, but now in public spaces, AEDs have to be readily available, properly marked, and we are very proud as a class to purchase one, additional one for Rush Park to make it even safer for all that are there. And with that, those are all of my updates. Next item, please.
Next item we have in the consent calendar. Item 8 is approval of the minutes. Item 9 is the quarterly treasurer's report. Item 10 is the 2025 road resurfacing project, authorize additional work. Item 12 is the Dewey Drive Van Maren Lane Enhancement Project, final acceptance and notice of completion. Item 13, resolution authorizing additional applications for grant funding from the Sacramento Area Council of Governments 2026 federal funding programs. Item 14, approval to execute an agreement with Axon Enterprise to purchase an integrated public safety technology platform. And item 15, approval of administrative amendments to the City Council handbook.
All right, do I have any items that are requesting to be pulled? Okay, seeing none, do I have a motion?
Move approval of the, move that we approve the consent calendar.
All right, we have a motion, do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, it looks like we have a consent calendar. And next item, please.
Next item is public hearing, item number 16. The subject is Gateway Activation Project amendments to the Bikeway Master Plan, Pedestrian Master Plan, General Plan Bikeways Map, and adoption of mitigated negative declaration. The recommendation is to adopt a resolution adopting the mitigated negative declaration, adopting the mitigation monitoring plan, and adopting the updated Bikeway Master Plan, Pedestrian Master Plan, and the General Plan Bikeway Map, incorporating the Gateway Activation Project.
Boy, that's a mouthful. We're going to try to accomplish all of that in a few minutes here.
We'll try to keep.
So the way public hearings work, as many of you know, but I'm here to state the process, we will hear a report. We will ask any questions or comments from council. We will open public hearing, hear if there are any public comments regarding the item, close public hearing, and then we will render a motion or some decision from council. All right, let's have the report.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Casey Kempenaar, your Community Development Director, here tonight with City Engineer Leslie Bloomquist and City Senior Planner Allison Bermudez. So the council probably recalls we were here in June getting some direction from you on this particular project, and you directed us to proceed and continue the environmental review. So that's why we're here tonight. The environmental review is now done, and we're taking it to you to get to the next steps. So we're presenting the GAP project, which is essentially what you looked at in June, and then incorporating the GAP project into our regulatory documents so it shows our future plan is to include the GAP in the work that we do. And then last but not least is adopting a mitigated negative declaration to cover us for the CEQA component of the project. So just kind of recap of why we looked at the GAP project. You know, the council has done a really good job over the last several years increasing community connection and focused on quality of life amenities. And we know trails are quality of life amenities that our community desires, and we're continuing to build on those. Improving circulation for those without vehicles, and then also leveraging partnerships without the region and our neighbors. The Roseville has a large trail network that we're able to access and leverage as well. So the objective of the project is really, there's two main components. The first part is the local and regional trail connectivity. Council knows we have the Old Auburn Multi-Use Trail. It was our first trail in the city. It was very successful. People are walking out every day. And then more recently, the Arcade Cripple Creek Trail, which is a rousing success for the community and is very busy. And then our neighbors are building the Dry Creek Greenway. So they have a trail that is under portions under construction now, and a future phase will end at the city limits right at Old Auburn, where the GAP project will terminate. In addition to that, we looked at the existing roadways along this corridor, including Old Auburn Road, Walktail Way, and we know there's a number of existing challenges in how they operate. So while we're looking at looking at trails, we also want to look at the relationship with the roadway and fix some of the challenges of the roadway while we're at it, which also has a benefit of making improved trail connections that are desirous of the community as we look at trails. So this map just shows an overview map of where we are in the region and talking about regional trail opportunities. You can see on the top of the screen is the red line, it's the Old Auburn Trail, and then the lower red line is the Arcade Cripple Creek Trail. And where they have the opportunity to connect is the Gap area. So we call it the Gap because it is the Gateway Activation Project. So it's a gateway into the city, but it's also a gap in the trail network. So the region has a regional trails plan where their long-term vision is connect all the way from downtown Sacramento all the way up to Lake Tahoe. And then more near term is connecting us to Folsom Lake and to Roseville. So this gap opportunity is what really achieves that. It connects our existing Arcade Cripple Creek to Old Auburn Trail, and you can see there to the Dry Creek Greenway. And all that results in will result in a 70-mile loop throughout the region, connecting us all the way to downtown via the Dry Creek Greenway, and then to the American River Trail all the way to Folsom Lake. So it's a really exciting regional, and it aligns with the vision that SACOG and others are working towards. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Leslie Bloomquist to talk next.
Thanks, Casey. So the current project concept began with a look at several main items, first being how to safely connect the three trails. The Old Auburn multi-use path currently ends on the north side of Old Auburn Road at Robert Creek Court, and the Dry Creek Greenway, when built by the city of Roseville, will end on the south side of Old Auburn Road just outside the city limits. And then we have the recently opened Citrus Heights Arcade Cripple Creek Trail, which ends on the west side of Wachtel Way just south of Old Auburn Road. So we were looking for the best place for the trail users to cross Old Auburn Road from the north side to the south side. We were looking for right-of-way constraints, what might there be for this future trail connection, and also looking at the roadway traffic and pedestrian safety, as we've heard from a long time about frustration from drivers regarding those dual stop signs. So the GAP project aimed to answer these questions while also not creating induced or increased demand from our cut-through traffic on this roadway. So speaking of traffic, Old Auburn and Wachtel are both heavily used. There's approximately 14,000 vehicles per day on this portion of Old Auburn Road between Wachtel and the city limits. Some of you may be familiar with the vehicle queuing that occurs at the dual stop signs on Old Auburn Road. In the morning peak period, it backs up pretty far in the eastbound direction, sometimes all the way to the entrance to Big Oaks Mobile Home Park. And in the afternoon peak period, it backs up in the westbound direction, all the way around the curve on Old Auburn, sometimes all the way back to Kirby. In addition, we've received concerns about the lack of pedestrian and bicycle connectivity for the neighborhood on the south side of Old Auburn. The only way in and out of this neighborhood is Argo Drive, and there's no sidewalk along Old Auburn Road for them to safely allow walking of pedestrians to an adjacent safe crossing. Currently, it's over 2,400 feet to the nearest signalized crossing of Old Auburn. That's almost half a mile, and just under 1,000 feet up to the all-way stop at Wachtel. So instead, people are currently running across Old Auburn Road at Argo due to these lack of facilities. And the GAP project reviewed this concern and has identified a safe crossing for pedestrians so that residents of this neighborhood can access the existing Old Auburn Trail, the schools on the north side of Old Auburn, the new Arcade Cripple Creek Trail, and other local amenities. So various treatments were evaluated for the intersections within the project limits. We also looked at alternatives to the various trail alignments, and ultimately the preferred alternative includes roundabouts at all three intersections at Old Auburn and Argo, Old Auburn and Wachtel, and Old Auburn and Linda Creek Oakwood Hills Circle. The Class 1 trail extension along Old Auburn from Robert Creek Court, where it currently ends today, to the east of the city limits runs on the north side of the road. We cross at Argo Drive, and then it'll go on the south side of the road to the future Dry Creek Greenway at the city of Roseville. And along Wachtel, the trail is proposed on the west side of the roadway for a few reasons. First being the west side of the road is the portion that is within the city of Citrus Heights jurisdiction. The jurisdictional boundary between Citrus Heights and the county runs right down the middle of Wachtel Way. There's also an existing wide area along the west side of the road, and on the west side it directly connects to the currently end of the Arcade Cripple Creek Trail. So now I'll turn it over to Allison.
Thank you, Leslie. With any large-scale project like this, it really begins with
community engagement. Started well over a year ago. We set up a website of the intention of this project. We started with some community workshops that some of you attended back in April. We even held a pop-up event right along the trail, communicating and talking and discussing the trail with the users of the Old Auburn Trail. We did a community survey. And then, as Casey mentioned, we were here last June presenting some of the alternatives, presented that to you and gave and you directed us to move forward. And then we continued our engagement through the winter of last year and earlier this year. And then in April, we did go before the Planning Commission to present this to them, to review the CEQA documents and the proposed map amendments, and they have forwarded a recommendation to you for tonight. Casey and staff continued to meet with the neighboring homeowners association, and then we're here tonight. So quite a robust community engagement piece to this project. Through that engagement, what we heard was community priorities were, our community priorities were to improve safety, as Leslie discussed, the challenges that are along the roadway, and connecting all those trails to Roseville and our two existing trails, and then really slowing traffic down and making it safer along that roadway. Those were the community priorities that we heard through all that engagement. We had a lot of excited people and encouragement for this project of people in that area. Concerns were expressed as expected from people that live there that might impact their property. They wanted to know exactly what would happen. So we did work closely with those neighbors in the neighborhood. And then roundabouts, as usual, there's a little bit of controversy. Not everyone's used to them and seen them, but through some great discussions, one-on-one discussions at those workshops, roundabouts became accepted and understood of how they would improve the project. The project benefits came out of all those meetings, and we were able to share with the community, you know, this regional trail connectivity was a big piece of it. The improved safety that this would bring for bikers and other pedestrians and users of the trails, improve the traffic in that area, improve the level of service, reducing speeds from the vehicles traveling along the roadway, and really presents an opportunity for a gateway into the city, entrance into the city that isn't often acknowledged, but roundabouts then would provide some opportunity for some features as a gateway entrance. And lower maintenance costs of the roadway with the roundabouts, and then if there is crashes, roundabouts are shown that crashes are a lot less severe than they would be through existing roadway. So that was presented to the neighborhoods. And then, as mentioned, we did go to the Planning Commission in April for the CEQA document with the project. We did do an initial study and found out that a negative declaration was needed, and what that means is we were able to disclose any potential environmental concerns with the project, but each of those concerns that were just found out through that initial study were able to mitigate to less than significant, so there'd be no environmental impact. And as noted on the next screen, these are the results of that initial study and the impacts that the project would have and how they could be mitigated. But most of those impacts are construction, related during construction, not with the trail itself. But when there's construction, you have equipment, you have a little bit more congestion and traffic and dirt and air quality issues. So all the mitigation measures will reduce this project to no significant impacts.
Thanks, Allison. So what the Planning Commission recommended is that you adopt a resolution adopting the mitigated negative declaration and adopting the amendments to our planning documents incorporating this in. So just some level setting in terms of where we are in timeline. We've been working on this for over a year, and we're in the environmental review phase. Once we have an environmental review document complete, that sets us up to be really competitive for grant applications. This would be a grant-funded project, so we would apply as soon as next month for funding to do that, and you know, sometimes it takes a couple cycles to get funding, but that'd be our goal, is to get grant funding to do the construction documents and final NEPA, as well as construction of the project. So it's got a few years before anything shovels hit the ground, but and we still have a lot of steps ahead of us, but just want to kind of set it's not something that's going to happen tomorrow. And with that, the recommended motion is on the screen, and we're happy to answer any questions you may have.
All right, comments, questions? Yes, Dr. Jana.
So the question is, I see it in the resolution itself. It's $3 million just to file the paperwork for this. This is coming out of a grant, but that's what currently?
It's $3,200. That's
No, it says 3,000, oh, 3,000. I didn't put the decimal point in the right place. Okay, answers that question. Thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Okay, do we, let's open for public comment. Are there any public comments?
Yes, Gerald, is it Cum? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Good evening, Council. My name's Gerald Kumpf. I've lived on 8140 Rail Creek Court, right off Old Auburn Road for 20 years. And I recently got one of the little postcards regarding the activation project, so I started delving into it, going online, looking at the maps, and that's when my household found out about the 3 roundabouts that are proposed for Argo, Wachtel, and the other. And these roundabouts, I'd like to say that I really oppose them. I think these roundabouts are going to create a lot of confusion among drivers. My biggest concern is probably Wachtel roundabout, because there's a large volume of traffic going both directions, both going towards Roseville or from Roseville. And these cars that come the other direction, if I approach trying to get to Roseville, there's going to be a lot of cars coming in. Half of those cars at that stop sign right now, half of them do a turn signal and turn out Wachtel. And so half of those cars of that heavy traffic volume are going to be coming around that roundabout. And I'm afraid that a lot of those drivers will still leave their turn signals on and cause confusion for people coming the other direction, and they see a car. I mean, if there's a turn signal, if they're going to go straight and not go around the roundabout towards Wachtel, then I think that's okay. And I talked to the staff member and she said, well, that's a matter of education. Well, people don't know about roundabouts. I mean, if there's a low traffic area like the roundabout around the corner here, it's not a big issue. But when you have a large volume of traffic, I think you're going to have a lot of drivers that are going to be very concerned or worried about entering the roundabout or trying to avoid hitting cars that are going around the roundabout like to go up to Wachtel. And so that's my big concern. And she said, well, that's a matter of education, and the police department will try to educate drivers on it. Drivers are stupid. I'm sorry. They really are not smart. A lot of them, they did, 20 years ago, they went through a DMV training class and did the test, but I don't think they really understand roundabouts. And, I sort of understand them, but it's very confusing, and I'm concerned about the safety of people of that large volume of traffic trying to get through the roundabout, especially the Wachtel one. Thank you so much for your time.
Well, thank you, sir. Do we have any other speakers on this item?
No, I have no other speaker cards for this item.
All right.
I have a question. Can I ask
Yes.
a question, Steph? So when we looked at the roundabouts, did we look at a traffic for the Wachtel one? Did we look at how much traffic is going to go around that circle and do, how they go this way or they go this way? Because the ones that want to go south will have to go this way, and the ones that want to go this way. Did we look at that?
We did, and we modeled that as part of a simulation showing how that operates, and there are, it does work. The cars there's gaps in order for people to exit one to the next. There is, I think anytime someone's new to a roundabout, there is a little bit of a learning curve, but our plan would be as the project goes construction, doing a lot of outreach and engagement related to that and letting people know these are the rules and this is how you do it. And then roundabouts are becoming more and more popular or in the region. So as by the time this is built, I think that's going to
On the
continue.
East Coast, we call them rotaries.
So,
And
but yes,
there's
we
usually
did,
3 lanes going around the circle.
these are single lanes, so they're not the dual lane that are a little bit more scary. These are very similar to the one we have out here at Fountain Square.
Okay, well, I think he brings up a good point, so because having done that corner, a lot of times, the people that want to go south on Watchtower are going to have to go around and then compete with the people who want to go this way, so you're going to be playing bumper cars, I think.
We did simulate it, and it works effectively.
Okay.
Well, there's a certain amount of, I agree, I see his point, I see your point, and there's a certain amount of courtesy that comes with a roundabout. The idea is you yield to everyone. My experience is every time I come to the roundabout on Washington Boulevard, just under the bridge there, the people coming down Washington Boulevard, they see it as a thoroughfare. It's going straight through. They're not going to yield to anybody who's waiting there to get in. It's just car after car after car. You could be sitting there for 10 minutes and have a queuing issue, just like we have now. But nonetheless, I do think that if people aren't exposed to roundabouts, they'll never learn how to use them. So,
At signage, you could have yield signs, because, I know to yield to the person who's already in the circle. But
Yeah.
my husband comes to a full stop. And so I said, you don't need to stop. The guy behind you doesn't think you're going to stop, and he's going to hit you. So people don't really know how to go around those circles.
And Mayor, I'm sorry, I just wanted to ensure that we close the public hearing before we begin final deliberations.
Thank you for that reminder. We will close public hearing. All right, continue. Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. On that note about education, how long is construction going to take? Theoretically, people will get used to it over the construction period. There'll be something in the middle that they'll have to drive around being built, so
It's hard to know for certain right now because we're only at the 30% design for the environmental, but I would estimate that it would take 1 season, so probably about 6 to 8 months to construct it. And I also, it depends on the contractor if they do one roundabout and then move on to the others, if they do portions of it at a time. So how that gets implemented would be determined once we have a contractor on board.
Okay, that makes sense. So I can foresee it as a stepped process where the regular drivers of Old Auburn there, that stretch, will have gotten used to it by the time the roundabouts are actually completely constructed. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Do we have any other comments? Well, I'm very excited about this project because this is in my neighborhood, and I hope the person who races down Old Auburn every night at 10 o'clock gets a clue, because that is their speedway. And a roundabout for sure will slow the speed. It'll make it more consistent. I'm there both during light traffic times and heavy traffic times, and I see a roundabout as a big caution for all drivers to drive at a moderate rate so that you do exercise safety. So I'm looking forward to what we can do here. Okay. With that, I will entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion. I move that we adopt resolution number 2026, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Citrus Heights adopting the mitigated negative declaration, adopting the mitigation monitoring plan, and adopting the updated bikeway master plan, pedestrian master plan, and general plan bikeway map, incorporating the Gateway Activation Project.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
That's
Motion
not the same
passes.
bikeway master plan from 2002, is it? Oh, 2001?
No, it was updated in 2016 or 14, one of those two.
Okay.
All right. Next item, please.
Our next item is regular calendar, item number 17. The subject is approval to execute an agreement with Vera Mobility for red light photo enforcement. The recommendation is to adopt a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a 3-year agreement with Vera Mobility for the continued operation, maintenance, and administration of the red light camera enforcement program, with the option for 2 additional 1-year renewals.
Thank you. Welcome, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. Chief Alex Turcotte, your police chief, here tonight to talk about red light photo enforcement. This is in line with our strategic goal of preserving and enhancing public safety, and specifically our strategic objective of evaluating the efficacy of the current red light photo enforcement program and work with council to determine the future of the program. So this year, our current contract is expiring, and we're before you to see if you would like to continue forward with a renewed contract. As an overview, our current program was initiated in 2008. Currently, there are 10 approaches in the city across 8 intersections, so at least 2 intersections have multiple approaches. Here's a map to kind of give you an overlay of what that looks like there. The 2 intersections that have a black circle around the red dot have multiple approaches. To see a more exhaustive list, here's the intersections and the approaches. Also gives you a traffic volume count, which is also in your staff report here, to show the number of vehicles that are transiting through that intersection at any given time. We also, based on some council feedback, took a look at the folks that were getting violations there from the red light photo enforcement. And it shows that only 17% of the violators were Citrus Heights residents. So it seems like since 2008, our local folks have been educated for the most part, and we are still seeing multiple violations through those intersections. Here's our overall collision data for the city of Citrus Heights. Shows kind of that sharp dip from when we first took over, and then basically a baseline that's continued forward since. We were unable to obtain pre-red light photo enforcement information at the intersections because the data ages out at 12 years, but we do have some data from our local partners here to share as well, and I'll get to that in a second. Here's the basic violation data. So when the sensor takes a picture, those incidents are sent back to our vendor. They look at the incident to see if it meets our threshold for what we consider a viable violation. They'll then send forward those events to us. We have staff here. There's a 1.5, one full-time, one part-time community service officer that review these to determine if they're valid citations, and then they'll issue that only after the human eye has seen those violations and confirmed that they're good violations. You can see a breakdown here. If you look at 2025, the amount of total events processed by the vendor, which resulted in 19,000 events sent to us, 17,000 notices were issued, and then just because this had been a question before, of those 17,000, 11,000 were right turn violations. Revenue from the program is issued here. We're currently under a cost neutral item so that there's a fixed cost for the contract per intersection. So that cost is fixed. And then the revenue that we get from violations are the same as we would get if a human wrote the ticket. And so we make the revenue from the split with the county on the revenue side. If for some reason there's not enough citations to pay for the program because of the cost neutrality, we will withhold payment to the vendor on that particular month. Since we couldn't get our own intersection data, we looked at County of Sacramento and City of Sacramento. They recently deactivated some of their cameras. Their statistics are here from basically that shows the increase, the 2 years before they deactivated their cameras and 2 years after they deactivated their cameras. And you can see from the line here, they've had increases across most major categories, most notably their property damage and injury collisions are also up. There is a 33% fatality increase, but that really only amounts to about 1 fatality, so that percentages versus hard numbers can be deceiving on that. From a fiscal impact standpoint, the vendor, which used to be called Redflex, was now changed ownership to Vera Mobility. Here's a fixed monthly fee per intersection. The total annual cost of the contract is about $521,000. The contract would have CPI negotiated in it after the first year. This next contract will also be cost neutral, which means we'll withhold payment if the revenue does not exceed the expenditure. So as designed, there'd be no impact on the city's general fund budget if citation revenue was insufficient. And there's our recommendation to proceed forward, and I'm happy to answer any questions that council may have.
Questions by council? Dr. Jaina?
I just want to, a lot of my questions were answered during our 2x2s that we had, but I want to just stress to some of the people in my neighborhood that some of the questions that came up, and that was that people without front license plates still get red in the back, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And that there's no difference in the cost of the violation if you're ticketed by the red light system or by a policeman individually. Because someone said that it was less money if one of our policemen nailed you. So it was like, so there's no difference in that,
You're
correct?
correct. Yes, ma'am.
And then there was, what else was there? Anyway, I just thought those were, especially the front, and then the passenger is blurred out, so no one sees the passenger, correct? In the video, in the photo?
That's correct.
So you could be cheating on your wife, it's okay if you're on a red light.
Depends on who's driving, I guess.
Okay. Well, the other thing is, I was shocked, is that if the driver is a male and the car is registered to a female, you don't violate, right? There's no violation unless you can prove the driver is the registered owner?
We do conduct a limited investigation, and if we can determine who the driver was, we will send the ticket to the driver as opposed to the registered owner.
Okay, your car was seen going through a red light type thing. Okay. And then one other question. You brought up at the meeting SB 72?
I was actually incorrect. It's SB 720, so I was
20.
close, but I was off by one digit there. Yep.
Can you tell me one more time what that is?
Sure. So there's a current Senate bill. There are a number of jurisdictions that got rid of their photo enforcement programs, and they're wishing to bring them back. The way the bill is structured currently, there is an opportunity to bring them back, but not in the same way that we currently have them. We're grandfathered in, so we can keep ours. But if you wanted to bring something back, like if you're at Sacramento, for instance, you can bring it back, but it's more like a toll bridge type ticket. It just takes a picture of the license plate. It sends the ticket as an administrative fine to whoever owns the vehicle, and you're responsible for it that way. It's still being massaged, I guess, the legislation there to get some clarity on it. One major issue there that's different for us is that by the Senate bill, there's no police department involvement whatsoever. It can't be housed within the police department, and then no information about who's driving or personal information can be shared. It would be an administrative violation, roughly $100 fine, but it does not go as a moving violation and would therefore not affect your driving record.
Thank you. One last question. It's not in your statistics. When people fight the camera, what percentage of them win?
Not very many. So to your point about the license plate issue, the current cameras take a 360 view and also about a 3 to 5 second video. And the way the system is set up, the system, the vehicle has to be well behind the line and traveling at a certain speed when the light turns red. So a lot of folks will think, oh, I'm in the intersection, I went in on a yellow, but it turned red and I'll get a ticket. That's not true. You have to be able to have a solid red light and then go through. And actually, that does remind me, one of the other questions that I think your neighborhood area had was the timing on the yellow light, because some people can think the yellow lights are quicker. Our yellow lights, and my general services partners can probably back me on this one, they're set specifically to the speed, and they have to by law. So the seconds that the yellow there, or the tenths of a second that it is, has to be set that way too. So the light has to be operating properly. You have to have enough time for perception reaction, and then our camera isn't triggered unless you were well behind that limit line. And then just to make sure that the vendor looks at it once, our officers look at it as well, and they only send violations out that they're comfortable testifying in court that that was a proper violation.
Last question.
Yes,
Can we
ma'am.
do one for speeding?
What's that?
Can we do one for speeding?
There are some jurisdictions that are currently doing that.
I think
We
that's
don't-
much more dangerous than red lights.
We don't currently have plans to do that, but that is definitely something, if council gave direction, we could look at.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Any additional questions? All right. Let's have a motion.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt resolution number 2026, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Citrus Heights authorizing the city manager to execute a 3-year agreement with the Vera Motility for the continued operation, maintenance, and administration of the red light camera enforcement program with the option of two additional 1-year renewals.
All right, we have a motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, motion passes.
But I'd like to ask that if, when we comes to the 1-year renewals, that it comes to council and it's not automatic?
If that's the will of the entire council?
I would agree with that. I would support that.
Thank you.
All right, it sounds like we have support for that. Thank you. Next item, please.
Next item is items requested by council members, future agenda items, and we do have one item, number 18. The subject is America's 250th year anniversary mural installation at City Hall. The recommendation is to adopt a resolution authorizing Citrus Heights Arts to proceed with planning and installation of a 250-year anniversary mural at City Hall, and further authorizes an allocation of community support funding to assist with costs associated with installation.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, and City Council members. Virginia Cave, your General Services Director. This item before you this evening stems from a request submitted by Citrus Heights Arts directly to City Council a few months ago. As Council may remember, we did hold a discussion as part of the strategic retreat to come back at a later date with policy guidelines regarding murals and art installed on public property. So that will be done at a later date. This is a standalone item. However, it is still in alignment with the city's goals and objectives of enhancing community vibrancy and engagement, and then identifying and pursuing partnership opportunities that will continue to foster vibrant, accessible, and community-inspired public-facing art. So background and purpose, the America 250 initiative was established to plan and coordinate nationwide commemoration of America's 250-year anniversary. Tributes and efforts include education, celebrations, mural, and service projects around the country. And Citrus Heights Arts has proposed to lead the charge of installing a mural here on City Hall, keeping with the spirit of the America 250 initiative. So some murals that have been installed around the country are various in different types of designs, some very prominent on patriotism, but some have been done a little bit more demure and recognizing the history and culture of those respective communities. The one up on the top left in Pulaski County has actually been replicated in multiple jurisdictions, multiple communities, and it's done as more of a mosaic of tiles that folks have painted and then they install them. There's a couple other across in different communities around the country. And a couple others. So just to kind of get an understanding of what's out there, very diverse, and it's really dependent upon, you know, what the community wants to see and what the artists come up with as well. So some conceptual renderings that have been submitted by Citrus Heights Arts through Ms. Gigi Rayford are here before you. There's a couple different renderings. Now, this is not saying this is exactly what's going to, would go on the wall if council approved installing a mural. However, these are just some thoughts and ideas, giving some nod to the history of Citrus Heights, some of the amenities and the culture of Citrus Heights, and also paying homage to the future of the community. There's another one very familiar of the ladies in white, and of course the Sunrise Mall in the background, and our Citrus Heights, or our Lincoln 40, Highway 40. And then this one as well, and you can see City Hall in the background, and then with a flag, and then there could be, you know, some additional direction in terms of making a little bit more prominent of patriotism, maybe a larger flag, or maybe the logo of the 250. So proposed location of the mural, recommended location is right here in front of City Hall. When City Hall was constructed, there was a cove built with the intention on having some art displayed in the future. This would actually be our first since we moved into this building in 2016, so very exciting. And the next steps would be that Citrus Heights Arts would release concepts to the community through their social media to get stakeholder input. The city would provide some communication support through our own media and other messaging tools. And then Citrus Heights would begin the mural the first week of June with the objective to have it completed before our Stars and Stripes celebration, where folks do tend to walk through our campus and we can highlight it through our social media and some different avenues. And again, in addition to the mural authorization, it would also be an authorization to allocate funds of $6,000 from the community support grant funding that we have available, funds available this fiscal year, to help offset the costs. So with that, I will be happy to entertain any questions, and I believe Ms. Rayford is here from Citrus Heights Arts as well.
All right, questions? Yes, Dr. Gina.
What part of this process does the community give input?
This would be through the social media, so as soon as council makes their decision this evening, then Citrus Heights Arts would work on putting out some of these renderings to the community via social media, and that we would help push the messaging out as well.
Do they vote? Does the community vote, or is there a voting process? Do you give them option 1, option 2, option 3?
Yes,
And they vote
yes,
through social media
yes,
and through our city website?
they can.
Would it be kind of similar to the flash vote that like we do with the city where we kind of like send
would
out an
be
email
exactly.
and like people can look at it, you know, give their vote and we can kind of see in real
Yes.
time like 1, 2, 3.
Kind of like you did with Sunrise Mall.
Okay,
We did it for the fencing down on Greenback, too.
yeah.
So I don't want to throw a fly in the ointment here, but I would like to see, you know, if you come up with 3 or 4, 3, 2 or 3, I'd like to see it's being put on the city hall. I would like to see the city council have some input on what goes on that.
Well, of course, yes, you would have to vote on that.
Right. So,
So the next council meeting. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because it's got to
Regina,
be
is
pretty
that the,
quick.
is that the
The
timeline that we're
If we
working
were to
with
do
there?
it in 2 weeks, we would have to return to council in 2 weeks for final voting, if that provides enough time for Citrus Heights Arts to get feedback from the community as well. The intent would be that the mural would start painting as early as the first week of June in order to meet the timeline of having everything completed well in advance of Stars and Stripes.
Not necessarily, we only need 2 weeks. So we could start the second week of June and be done by the 4th for an unveiling here.
Does that work in the timeline for the Stars and Stripes?
Stars and Stripes is
Yeah.
the 28th.
Oh, it's the 28th of June?
June.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, no. Well, yeah, we can still do that. That's not an issue. We'll just put it out there and boost it, advertise it in the Sentinel and the Messenger. You guys would put out
If
all of
you
your
could-
information?
Also, if you could, as you are coming up with your concepts, maybe sending, if I'm wrong, City Attorney Drexel, sending the council renderings, so we kind of have an idea of what we're looking at.
That would be fine with me.
And so that way we're not being a bottleneck in the process, but
Yeah.
also being able to add in some input.
Okay, not a problem.
and some of the renderings that you showed here, I don't see an American flag there.
Well, like Regina said, we can always add that.
There's one in the background.
Some of them look beautiful.
It's not that, this is
Citrus
not,
Heights history, but not our country's history.
yeah.
All right.
And it doesn't, a lot of cities are doing this very thing. They're showing how they grew over time. Not a big dedication to 250, because you're not going to want to keep that on the wall for long. That's just a year of a celebration. But if you put something that represents our community and shows the growth, the transition, and what we hope to be, it brings people together more. So you can always add in the American flag, of course, and anything else that you would want to add in.
All right.
But I'm willing to move the allocation so that we approve the funding.
I agree.
Okay, so we have a motion. Were there any other comments before I accept the motion? Okay, all right. Go ahead. Again, Dr. Gina.
So I move that we allot some of the resolution authorizing Citrus Heights Arts to proceed with planning and installation of the 250-year anniversary mural, and authorize allocation of community support funding to assist with costs associated with the installation of the mural.
All right, I have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second?
All right. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. We're going to have a mural. Thank you. Next item, please.
Unless there are any other items under items requested by council members, future agenda items, the next item would be city manager updates.
Are there any other items for requests? Yes, Dr. Jana.
Okay, I noticed that when I go down Antelope Road, west of the interstate, especially around Saybrook, the trees on the north side of Antelope Road are either dead, gone, or dying. And we have a tree we're part of the Arbor Day. We're at Tree City, and that's our trees as you come into our city look really awful. And so I'm wondering if how we go about having an agenda item, or can we put towards some of our tree mitigation money to replace, or maybe they need water. They dried up, they're awful looking, and it's sad to see a tree dying in front of your eyes. So I'm not sure the process of putting it on an agenda. Oh, there she is. General Services at the rescue.
Good evening. That area has been a substantial challenge for us for a greater part of the last 15 years because those strips of landscape were constructed and designed exceptionally narrow and are really hard to support the growth of healthier trees. We've had to, what we call lollipop them back over the years, and also some of the species that were put out there, we could not allow them to grow because they would encroach over the sidewalk, and then they would also encroach over the bike lane. So they've also...
Pull them out and put different tree in there?
Well, we get a lot of vandalism through that area and also a lot of accidents. So some of the direction has been, from myself to my team, is as those trees continue to get damaged, rather than just continuously replace them with small 5-gallon trees, we've been pulling those out and replacing with some shrubs instead where we can, where we know that the landscape planter supports shrubs versus trees.
The sooner the better, because they look terrible.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
a terrible vision for our city, of our beautification project, to come into the city and see that. But then the next block, they're fine. So it isn't just, it's that one block. It's almost as though the water didn't come on that block. Those leaves are just dry, and some of the trees are just dead.
We will make sure our staff gets on that.
And I don't want to see that on Auburn Boulevard either, because
Those have been designed much wider, thanks to our illustrious city engineer to make sure that it will support landscape.
well, now's the time. We got tree mitigation money. Mitigate.
Well, look at that. Question, solution. Any other items for request? All right, next item, please.
So next item is city manager updates.
Well, good evening, Madam Mayor, council members, Ash Finney, your city manager, and I do have several updates for you. There's just a lot going on, and we'll get right into it. One, Auburn Boulevard. We're almost there, almost finished with these very wide landscape planters that are going to support a fantastic tree canopy throughout the entire improvement area. And that is by design, because our team paid very close attention to that as they were in the design phase. The asphalt grinding began on Sunday night. All the south and north lanes will be completed, and there's transition areas that are already seeing pavement in there. The repavement begins actually tonight, and it'll run through next Wednesday. No weekend paving, but that project is nearing completion, and there's just a lot of activity out there. We're very excited to get that complete, and that's going to be a great improvement for this community. Also, while we're talking about infrastructure, one of the things that our team has been hard at work at, not only on Auburn Boulevard, but across the city, is looking to see how we can improve our pavement condition. As the council is very aware, we did have a phase 1 of San Juan Boulevard that was addressed, that went from Madison to Chesling, and then now we actually have fully funded and in design what we call Phase 1B, and that'll take us up to Spicer. And then Congressman Barra, through the federal appropriation process, provided a grant of $500,000 for Phase 2, which would take us from Spicer to Greenback. Now, this money will be used for like planning and design work, and then once we have a shovel-ready project, that puts us to be much more competitive as we continue to pursue grants to fund that stretch. So we're grateful to Congressman Barra for that congressional appropriation. Very exciting here. We've heard from Director Cave tonight, and I know this council knows all the efforts that she puts in day in and day out, night in and night out on behalf of this community, and she's been a long-term employee here in Citrus Heights, and she's made a big difference here. And this is a very prestigious award that she is being recognized with. Actually, the award, there's only 10 public works professionals, and not only in the entire nation, but also in Canada, that get recognized. So we've got, the greater part of North America, she's one of 10 that are honored with this top 10 Public Works Leaders of the Year. And so it's been written up in a magazine. We're going to do some local press around it to celebrate our fantastic team member that we have here. It's a very prestigious award. We're going to be celebrating her actually at a APWA local conference here for a dinner next Wednesday night. So just very proud to have such a fantastic team member, and great to see her receive this wonderful recognition. Well done, Director Cave. The council member spoke about this earlier this evening. I think most people that are in and around City Hall know Ellie, and Commander Wells gets to hang out with Ellie, which is fantastic. So Commander Wells effectively is Ellie's handler, or Ellie's Commander Wells' sidekick, if you will, sometimes. But he and our police department were honored through Hearts for Heroes, who actually provides Ellie to the department, that provides, kind of joy and wellness, if you will, throughout the department, throughout City Hall, and I'd say throughout the community. But I gotta, as a dog person myself, I gotta hand it to Commander Wells. He does a very fine job with Ellie. She brings a lot of joy to a lot of people, and we're grateful to Hearts for Heroes, who recognized the police department and Commander Wells as Department of the Year, and that's really their dedication to the community partnerships and the commitment to providing wellness for police staff, our City Hall staff, and the larger community. So great to see that award, and you can see some of the attendees, including our mayor, that were there.
Congratulations to Commander Wells, because we weren't all there. We went to a competing event, so. But he should pay us for that, working that job. That's a great job.
I have a feeling he likes the assignment. All right. While we're on the awards topics, we actually are receiving a lot of awards right now. The Cal-Ed, or the California Association for Local Economic Development, provided an award for economic development programs and promotions, award of merit for the Economic Development Work Plan that the council reviewed and approved and was prepared by our economic development team. Also, Clean California Community. We applied for this designation, and this is kind of part and parcel with the CARES campaign that the council's been supportive of, and the community's really embraced. We received a Clean California Community designation. We'll receive a placard that will help welcome people to our community. And then also for the Sacramento Valley American Planning Association, award of merit for our planning agency award was received from the APA. And so that's another prestigious award that our planning team is being recognized with. So kind of awards all around. So that's fantastic. Kudos to the team on this. Yeah, that's definitely applause worthy. Thank you. We've got a number of events that are coming up. Tools of the Trade, that was spoken to earlier, that is actually tomorrow from 2 to 5. And, the time on that is designed so we can hopefully engage youth that are finishing up with their school day. Thursdays are usually an early day. So being able to get them out to Van Maren Park, it's something we coordinate with the school district on. Learn about some career opportunities that are out there. Also for younger kids, nothing like being around some iron and seeing what is available and the tools that get the job done around here. So that's a great, not only an education and career fair, but it's also a lot of fun. So fun for everybody. And so we encourage people to turn out tomorrow at Van Maren Park from 2 to 5. It is free. We have a blood drive that is happening on Friday, May 15th. That's here at City Hall from 12 to 6. Great to see Councilmember Schaefer tonight, and he has helped bring some awareness, I'd say, to our community about how important it is to get blood donations to help people that are in need. And so we are going to honor that effort here at City Hall, and looking forward to fill in the bank, so to speak. So it is open to the community. There's a reservation process, but you can also, if you just want to come by, and if they've got a spot for you, they'll happily have you come in and give some blood there.
Can I just make a quick comment? Yeah, I had 5 blood transfusions, and I ran them out of blood, so they had to fly some in. So I'm A negative, and it was really tough to say that sorry, we don't have this available today, but we'll get it for you tomorrow. So definitely give the gift of life. Thank you.
Well said, well said. Well, we're looking forward to that. Again, that's tomorrow from 12 to 6 right here at City Hall, and information on the screen and on our webpage. Big day of service, 2026, that's Saturday, May 16th. And there's a number of Citrus Heights projects that are serving our community. Encourage community members that want to volunteer and be part of a team that help beautify, or there's a whole host of projects that are available that make a difference. So information on our webpage as well as on this screen on how you can get involved. This was spoken to earlier by our Mesa Verde student presentation, but we hosted our first Youth in Government Day. That was on April 30th. Our mayor was part of that. And I got to say, I've been in another jurisdiction where I've seen something similar. This was fantastic, and students were very engaged. I was very impressed with the program that was put together, and actually our city clerk, Amy Van, spearheaded that and did a fantastic job. She wrote the playbook, and I thought it was a winning game. But great students. They were from both Mesa Verde and San Juan. Everyone was engaged. They learned about how to engage in their local government. And they even developed a project and then ran a mock city council meeting. So you can see in these pictures, some were presenting, others were seated up at the dais here, and they would give feedback on those presentations. It was quite entertaining and very thoughtful. So very impressed, and I think that's something we'll look to continue in future years. And definitely some good seeds sowed there for the youth commission that the council has authorized and would like to see move forward. So a great day and opportunities to learn more about it next year. May 3rd to May 9th was Public Service Recognition Week, and so this commemorates the work of all our city employees that work to improve the quality of life every single day for residents and businesses within this community. And you can see there was a proclamation that was signed by our mayor and our city clerk to honor that week. And we appreciate all their service. And then finally, Memorial Day. It will be on Monday, May 25th. We'll be closed to observe Memorial Day. There's a lot of great events here within Citrus Heights to honor those that perished in serving our great nation. And so we encourage people to turn out for those. And as we approach Memorial Day, we'll have some local events here in Citrus Heights that will be posted on our website for those that would like to go and observe. City Hall will be closed accordingly to honor and observe Memorial Day. And that concludes my comments.
Do we have any additional items?
No, that is all of our items on the agenda.
All right, and with that, we will adjourn into closed session. Thank you.